back to you. I got the juice. I saw the proof.
Ooh, I ain't gonna lie. I didn't plan on that thing playing so long, but I ain't mad at it either, baby. We got juice. We got it popping. We got it going on. Whether it's OJ, whether it's Power 8, I'm trying to power up today, Rock. I'm trying to get it popping, baby. So, unfortunately, I am a little sick, but I'm a sicko in the head, too. So, I guess it all works out at the end of the day, man. I got the chef here. He is in the kitchen. He's ready to cook up. Maybe he got some tiramisu and all that good stuff ready for me. Hey, man, we got something special for y'all, man. Week 11 recap is going down. All the games, all the info, all the drama for your baby mama. We got it popping today, Rock. What's going on, Playboy? How you feeling? And what's good with you?
Fizz, I'm definitely feeling this music. Is this like a remix? I'm hearing some lyrics I haven't heard before. I hear a lot of juice going on right now. I absolutely love it.
Dang, sure. I ain't gonna lie, awesome. I thought it was the beat, but hey, it is what it is. I got the rights to it, so we ain't gonna get strict. You feel me? It's all good, Playboy.
Hell of a way to start our morning. But yeah, just like you said, Fizz, we're gonna get into week 11. Fizz, this is the number one thing I came away from the weekend, just to get into things. I have no idea what the hell is going on. One moment, the Chiefs are terrible. Then they look unstoppable. And now they look terrible again. So I don't know if anyone else out there, when you're listening to them on YouTube or on ESPN, if they act like they know what they're talking about, Fizz, I think that very next week they're going to look like they have no idea what they're talking about.
Yep.
So this is crazy times that we're living in. You have to stay up week to week. But at the end of the day, who knows what's going to happen in a week or two or even the playoffs. So this is crazy times, Fizz.
Nah, it is. It is crazy times, bro. And this is why I always say, just trust your gut, man. Follow your own lead, make your own decision. Because at the end of the day, I can give you an hour-long ceremony of what I think gonna happen, and every one of you wrong. And then you're gonna be looking at me crazy, and I'm gonna say, well, you shouldn't listen to me anyway. So I'm just saying, man, be here for the good times. Don't be here to try to see if everything is right. Because it ain't ever gonna be right. And I'm learning now, Rock, what you told me earlier with the Chat GPT, that X or Twitter is not showing on there too. So for the ones on X, you're X'd out right now. Get your ass on YouTube anyway. And hey, man, hit that like and subscribe button, baby, because that's what we need. That's what we want. But at the end of the day, man, we glad for the people that are out here. So it was a wild weekend, though, Rock. We won't go through every game, like I told you, because I'm going to be honest. I see Moms is up in the building. I'm going to give her a shout out in a minute. But we don't need to talk about the Commanders. They were in Spain, Madrid. They did whatever they had to do. It was a dreadful, awful looking game. I'm not gonna lie, bro. There wasn't too much salsa going on around there. Tua just looked like whatever. Ollie Gordon scored. It was an ugly day.
It sounds like you're talking about the game. We're not going to talk about the game. I want to break down all these stats.
I'm sorry. It's just, it was what it was. I say this, it was a Sunday morning game. It felt like that type of game. And
how about McDaniels? He's 4 or 5 right now in those last 5 games. How about that? Turning things around.
Ugly wins, but he got it though. He got him. You're right. I will say this. This is not to speak on the game. I saw a video of a guy that was out there, and I actually know some people like from my city that went. So shout out to the Commanders fans that spent time to go out there for a Madrid/mid game. But hopefully you enjoyed the city. I saw a guy that made a video, and he said pretty much when he was out there, Rock, he said he thinks this might be the last time the NFL makes this appearance, because he said that he's went to every single country when they went to these different places for the games. He said, but this is the first time he believes that it was more people that traveled from the U.S. at the game than there were the locals. And the reason of doing this is to expand in the locals of that country. So if 90% of your audience is from the U.S., this was just a business trip and a fun trip for the people, more so than expanding your brand in that country. So he said he really believes that this might be the first and the last. I mean, he's just a fan, but I guess he got a nice platform. He got a couple of followers, but he definitely said he's been to every game outside of the U.S., and this was the one that he believes he probably saw 4 or 5 people that didn't speak English. Everybody else is just like, hey, man, I just saw you last week. You know what I'm saying? So the expansion of the audience didn't really hit for the locals in this game.
Well, that's kind of crazy that you say that, Fizz, because when I saw the commercials promoting the Madrid game, I don't know, like the very first impression that I got is these are all paid actors. Because it's just like there's none of these people look like they're from Spain. They all look like they're from California. They look way too damn happy. They have too many damn smiles on their face. They just looked way too American. So it's kind of funny that you say that because it looked like everything was just a show, literally. Even the audience is fake.
Hey man, I'm telling you, I know. I like I said, I know a couple people that went. I didn't talk to them about the experience, but I saw the guy definitely say this wasn't a locals game. You know, these people didn't look like they care less about this game. Matter of fact, we don't even say football is this sport. Football is another sport for us. Get the hell out of here, and we can get back to our football. So I'm not sure. I wasn't there, wasn't a witness of it, but the NFL might just say, "All right, we tried it. You know, it is what it is." But
Liz, let me ask you real quick before we move on. What is your overall impression of games in Europe or overseas? Because most of the time, whenever I hear it, especially when I get on start shit, I can't hear anything but negativity around these morning games. But we're Americans. You know, a lot of times we only just think about the world revolving around us.
Yep.
And all those poor bastards overseas, they're still living in cave times. That's how a lot of times we view the outside world.
Yeah.
We want to be able to give. We want to be able to have, like, the best thing about Americans is being able to watch football. Why shouldn't we be able to share that with the rest of the world? But that's my impression of it. I like, European or football overseas and in Europe, trying to spread the wealth, trying to spread the love. What's your impression of it?
Well, I just say this, bro. One thing I learned about us as a country, most of us aren't morning people. So that's why we complain the most anyway. They don't want to wake up and watch nothing. And people don't like to get up early if they don't have to, especially on their Sunday. Their Sunday off, whether you in church, whether you got the weekend off, and you like, look, I'm resting up for Monday. You ain't trying to be getting up at 9 o'clock to see no terrible game, especially when Jaden Daniels isn't playing. You got Mariota versus Tua. Man, ain't nobody trying to watch this. So,
Biz, if it's terrible, then why do people care then? Is it just something for them to bitch about? That's what it really is. Exactly it's just something for them to bitch about.
That's exactly what it is, bro. the food that you cook is never going to be perfect, bro. When somebody just says, man, I'm going to find some reason to say this ain't good. So that's what people go into the mindset of. Think about Thursday nights, Rock. Most people say, oh, man, it's a Thursday game. I know it's going to be bad. Even before it's played, people think it's going to be bad because it's Thursday. So I think the morning game is pretty much people saying, you know what? I ain't give a damn about no morning game. I don't care what team it is because people don't care. And I think the schedule says it. When you think about it, even with Jaden Daniels, Rock, I mean, people said, I want to watch Jaden Daniels versus Tua. Nobody said that when they saw the schedule. So I think even the NFL is scheduling them. Like, they haven't put the Cowboys versus the Eagles, or the Chiefs in Buffalo. Like, they haven't done that. If you want to really brand the U.S. and give us America's team experience type thing, those are the teams you give. So when you're giving us this type of team, this type of matchup, you pretty much saying, hey, man, this is the light starter pack in a sense. So you're not really branding it the way we should, be honest.
When you go international, though, there is a whole level of prestige, Fizz. When you go from just a national corporation to an international corporation, I think that's what the NFL is trying to do. It's going to take some time. It's going to take some years. But Rome wasn't built one night, Fizz. Yeah, so I give them respect. Also, too, I feel like some of the players probably hate to travel. I bet some of the players love to travel, Fizz. I mean, a lot of these NFL players have probably never left their home state until they got drafted, let alone go overseas, Fizz. So I don't know. I think it's kind of cool. So
yeah, I think it's cool too. I'm just saying, when you give us a matchup, I think Brazil last year, they started season off with Philly and the Packers. That was a solid matchup. But just give us next year or one of those, like, boom, like, you showing us the Jaguars twice, and man, nobody want to see this, man. Give us a primetime matchup to sell us on why we should travel. That's all I'm trying to say.
See, I want to see a game in China, Japan. I want to see us all over the damn world.
I'm with you, brother. Listen, I want to see us play in the damn water. I don't give a damn. Play under the sea and find the mermaids. I don't give a damn what you do, man. Let's give us some football. That's all I want, Rock. Football, baby. That's it. I don't care what they playing it at. So it's all good, man. I ain't tripping either way. But I will just say, man, for those that didn't watch the game, you didn't miss nothing. And for those that did watch it, hopefully you was cooking breakfast, doing your kids' homework, doing everything but watching that trash that we saw. So it was what it was. Either way, it was football, and I ain't mad at it because I work Sundays, and hey, I watched it, had a good time with me. So it was all good. But this week, like I said, man, we're going to run up the little bit of the games recap. We're going to go through some of your favorite players, some of your biggest moments, your outtakes. My boy, Shedeur Sanders, man, he held the rollie up, and I don't know if the clock was set. I don't know if the battery died. I don't know if it was recharged. I have no idea, but we're going to address that, man, because they didn't do my boy right. Rock, I even had to rock the rollie shirt today, man. I had to get it popping for my boy because I got to redo this. You feel me? We got to redo this for my boy, man. But today we're going to have us a good one, man, and hey, it's the kitchen. It's the cook up. We ready to get it started. Rock, let's get the people what we need, man. Hit this intro, get everything popping, and we're going to get at the chat the way we get at the chat, baby. We be right back. We in the kitchen. Cook up time.
Hey, they wrote me off, I ain't write them back. Nah. Follow me, but don't double tap. I ain't liking that. You subscribe, I monetize. Now who's striking that? Wanna see the contract? Who got the rights to that? This my story, I spent my whole life on that. Time's up. Shedeur Sanders with the rollie in the armor. I could do this shit with my eyes closed. The main attraction don't come at me with no side show. I'm selling high, they wanna buy low.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hold up, right? I got a little bit of that music playing in the background, baby. Let me get these people some love, man, because we got hard the people. Where my beats at, baby? Where they at? Where they at, Rock? Hold up, man. Whoop. There it is. All right, there we go. There we go. Are you about to say something?
I was just about to say, Fizz, every time I've heard that intro, probably 100 times by now.
Yeah.
Every single time I hear a new lyric. It's the last time, previous one I heard, I can do this shit with my eyes closed. Can you imagine us doing the show like this, Fizz? Just trying to be like, oh yeah.
Hey, you missed the main line. The main attraction don't come at me with no side show. It's the main attraction right here, baby. This ain't no side show going on. This is the main attraction, Rock. Keep your eyes closed, get them open, baby. But just know we got it popping. That's what I want people to know the most, baby. All right? We ain't no side nothing, baby. We is the main attraction, the main dish. My boy don't put out this 18-ounce steak fillet, whatever it is. I don't eat steak, Rock. You let
That's
me know.
That's a big-ass steak.
There we go. All right, that's what the ones we out in. We the biggest steak in the house, baby. All right?
Oh, yeah.
Salt Bay is gone. We in the building now, baby. All right? Let's get it popping, baby. My boy Jake was up in here. He is up in here. And Bryce Young. Hey, Bryce Young owns Atlanta. You're 100% right, man. We're going to talk about Bryce because, hey, man, career day for that boy out there in Carolina. Barbecue sauce was everywhere, man. We do know that. Them high Atlanta wings don't go to Magic City this weekend because they dry as hell. The lemon pepper has spilled over, Rock. All right, it's over with out there, man, for them boys, man. All right. EB up in here. What's good with your Playboy? And hey, we gonna talk a little bit about Shedeur and Cleveland, man. I see you got it going on out here. I see my boy Connor, man. He got this trade in the inbox from me, Rock. He wants you to answer it. I'm gonna let you answer it in 1 second, but he trying to make a trade with me. That's why he asking you. Like he trying to see if he can get one over on me. It's all good. Shout out Patty Mills, man. Shout out Moms is up in here. Shout out my boy Dynasty Nobes up in here. Noobs, I always say Nobes, man. Please excuse my French people. All right, my boy Terminal in the building. Who else we got, Rock? We got my boy Big E in the building, man. Red said he finally can make it, man. Let's go. We appreciate you, big dog. And Shoma. My boy Schumer's up in here, right? Anytime we see Schumer, man, it's a good day. My boy likes to wake up in the morning. I don't know. We got to see about that. But he said Mumbo sauce has flown. It's in the building. So I like that, bro. I like that, Big Schumer. I appreciate you, big dog. Rob, I did all my rambling, all my talking, man. What's up with you, big dog, before we get everything popping, man?
Fizz, I'm just ready to start this show off with you. Well, guess we've already started, though. I'm just ready to talk about all the crazy stuff. Because I have no idea what is going on in the NFL right now. And I just want to talk about it with you. So
we're going to talk about this first, baby, because I got to talk about my man. I'll just say this as the Baltimore fan that you are. Congratulations. You got your win. This is
barely.
A classic.
Jesus Christ.
This is a classic case of Rock. What's my favorite line, brother?
You play to the level of your competition. And sometimes you lose, and sometimes you barely win.
This is exactly what Baltimore do, bro. They play to level. And when I tell you the Cowboys and the Ravens, I say this every single week, man. We will play to the level of our competition. The Cowboys didn't last night, thank the goodness. But I'm just saying, that's what Baltimore does, bro. But at the end of the day, they won the game. That's all that really matters. And hey, they 5-5. The Pittsburgh Steelers, only one game in front of them now. I think Cleveland is out of the mix pretty much. Cincinnati with Jamar Chase getting caught up with his mess. They pretty much probably washed out now. Baltimore looking like the NFC North is running up, man, which I kind of predicted. No, y'all keep forgetting, man. I told you, don't ever doubt Lamar Jackson. I don't give a damn how many games he missed, Rob.
Fizz, you were almost wrong after 1 week. Can you imagine after I told you, if they just stumbled just once, then they're done? They almost stumbled the very next week Fizz, against the freaking Cleveland Browns.
My girl Brandy Rock, almost doesn't count. All right, it don't count, big dog. That's what I'm saying. So don't please don't tell me almost. Almost doesn't count, man. That's what Brandy told me. So I'm sticking with it. Baby. Hopefully my voice is a little good on that one because I don't think it was. But yeah, man. Anyway, Pittsburgh 6-4, Baltimore 5-5, Cleveland Browns is burnt toast, no coffee. They 2-8, but regardless, we glad to see my boy Lamar back. But I got to talk about this one, Rob, because Shedeur is the one I really wanted to bring up. I wanted to kind of warm the seat up and get it ready for the real conversation. Dylan Gabriel got hurt, had a concussion, so we don't like to see that. It's not that we were celebrating him getting injured, but it was Shedeur time. And I will just say this. I'm going to take myself through the whole experience, Rob. I watched him come in the game. He even he told the crowd, hey, I'm here, baby. Like I like how my boy came in on the field and pretty much was, that's right, give me them cheers. Now the cheers, I seen people in the crowd like this. I was reading lips. I seen the dude say, let's go, here we go. Like I'm all hyped up. And of course, this is still the Cleveland Browns, people. So I'm not saying that I expected this to be like, oh my God, it's about to go down. But after hearing everything that we heard about the backlash of him not being any reps with the first team, the coach not playing him in practice and not knowing, I heard one of the offensive linemen say he didn't even know Shedeur's cadences. So after the halftime, they were like, all right, we just going to wing it. You know what I'm saying? So it looked like to me, one, they were in position to win this game. They only lost by 7 points. Two, when Shedeur comes in and he has not one pass rep with any other starters, the receivers, the offensive line, the snap count, nothing he knows. He just freestyling it. A lot of people saying that, he was set up for failure. Himself is saying he did it on his own. It's on him. Myles Garrett came out and said, he can't take the blame for this. It was a unit. Speaking of Myles Garrett, the man had 5 or 6 sacks against Lamar Jackson, bro. That was crazy work, bro. Like, how does that even happen? This dude is just an animal, number one. But regardless, Shedeur Sanders moment, it was there. It's not gone. I believe they said he's preparing to start next week. Thankfully, he plays the Raiders next week, so we're gonna see what really happens. But Rob, we here to talk about the Ravens game. Let me know your thoughts on this Shedeur Sanders debut, and I'll continue my rant about what I didn't see with this game.
So let me just name off a few stats, and then we can get into the real meat and potatoes of this discussion, Fizz. Myles Garrett, he is the first player in NFL history to have at least 12 sacks in 6 straight seasons. So, he's having an all-pro season again. He's going to be a first-ballot Hall of Famer. Safety Kyle Hamilton became the first defensive back since 1999, Fizz. We're going back to the 90s with a stat line of 9 tackles, 1 sack, 3 tackles for a loss, 2 passes defense, and 1 forced fumble in a single game. The guy was everywhere. He was Ray Lewis and Ed Reed all put into one package.
Rock, you missed the biggest stat. He held the Rolly watch up, baby. After he made that sack. After he made the sack, he said, "Oh, y'all thought it was time, maybe? Oh, no." So shout out my boy Kyle Hamilton. He is on my IDP league. Got him in 2 IDP leagues, baby. But
that guy's an assassin. He's so good, isn't he?
That's my boy right there. Good. I love me some Kyle Hamilton. Thank you, Commanders, for not taking them when you're supposed to take them during the draft. I still tell my father this to this day, Rob. But continue, brother. I like trolling the Commanders.
Thank you very much for that, Commanders, as well. They can't stand us. Tight end Mark Andrews rushed for a 35-yard touchdown on a 4th and 1, push fake. I don't know if you saw that, Fizz, with 2 minutes and 31 seconds left. That was the first rushing touchdown of his career.
I believe
And he ran away from the whole defense, Fizz. That was absolutely insane. That's what sealed the victory for them. And this is the first season sweep of the Browns the Ravens have had since 2020, which is crazy. We haven't swept them. We've split every year since 2020, and they're all-time head-to-head, 39-15 Fizz. So
yeah,
those are some of the crazy stats that came from this past Sunday. But yeah, let's talk about Shedeur Sanders, because there was probably nothing more personally aggravating for me, Fizz, than everyone on Twitter saying, I was all right about Shedeur Sanders. This is the reason why he fell to the 5th round. Just like you said, Fizz, the guy hasn't had a first-team rep at all throughout the entire offseason, throughout the entire regular season. He hasn't passed to any of these guys. He's thrown to guys like Jamari Thrash and just a whole bunch of shitters out there. And you expect him to go up against a Baltimore Ravens defense that, yeah, it's not like the Ravens defense of Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, Haloti, Nada, T. Sizzle days, Fizz, but they're still freaking good. They still have guys like Kyle Hamilton. So it's just like, that is, and to go into the middle of the game, Fizz, I mean, that's one of the most impressive things when a QB in the middle of the game is able to rally a team from behind and to be able to win it. That is so difficult to be able to do that. So he was already set up for failure, but that's the one thing I can't stand, Fizz. You talk about Commanders fans can't stand us. I can't stand when people are just getting on their victory boxes. I don't even know what that is, a victory box. I just made that up, Fizz. People getting and just running their victory laps. And the guy, it's just like, we've only saw a half of a game, like 3/4 of the game.
Exactly.
So,
and let's be real, Rock. You can put half of the AFC quarterbacks with this team, and they're going to look the exact same, man. I don't give a damn who they are, because Cleveland Browns are just one of the worst ran organizations in the league. I know a lot of times you say you can't really see the picture, Rock, so hopefully, I'm not sure if you can see this one, but this was a picture of the offensive line. I don't know if you can see it, but 3 offensive linemen are blocking a defender. The middle is wide open, and why are 3 guys blocking one guy and nobody's blocking the middle guy? It's someone, whoever, the guy Ray, shout out the guy Ray, who put this up. He said, what is happening right now? Someone needs to investigate the Browns front office and Kevin Stefanski. They're going to get Shedeur killed for doing dumb stuff like this. So I'm just saying, bro, it just looks crazy. Like, you can't justify having the guy out there that, one, you act like you didn't want, cool, you got him. All season, they inactivated him. He wasn't dressed up. They trade Flacco, and they still don't make him a number 2 quarterback. They kept him as a number 3. I don't even know who he was behind. And I think about it, who the hell was at number 2? I have no freaking clue who was even number 2. Then they activate him as number 2, and then this just so happened. So he pretty much a practice squad player coming in running with the starters and trying to figure out what route they're running, what offensive scheme we're doing. Like, this is just crazy work, man, for a guy who's a 2-time coach of the year. This is poorly constructed of a situation for, if my starter gets hurt, who is Dylan Gabriel, it's not like he's a whirlwind quarterback. If he gets hurt, what's the next step? I need to be prepared for that and make sure that guy's prepared, because anything can happen. And now, Rock, this kind of lets you know why Dylan Gabriel wasn't benched. Because people wanted to say Dylan Gabriel need to be benched. You know why he wasn't benched? Because they ain't even prepared Shedeur to come in and start. So Dylan Gabriel pretty much had this job and probably still has it, because they never prepared Shedeur to take that spot at some point. And just him suffering an injury, he just thrown into the fire. So hopefully when they play the Raiders this week, some type of action is being taken. They got to put together. And, of course, Tom Brady said he was going to draft Shedeur. He didn't. We need Shedeur to kick them in the ass one time, man, just to do it. Rolly watches are more expensive in Vegas anyway, baby. All right, let's go ahead and hook it up, Shedeur. What you thought about that, Ralph, when we move on, though?
I want to present there's some other nuances to this whole discussion that we're having right now when it comes to Shedeur Sanders. So, like I said, before the NFL draft even came out, Fizz, I thought he was going to fall past the first round. He wasn't one of my highest graded QBs. Actually, he was just barely, if not a little bit below average, Fizz. And now all these different things are coming out from at least some sources that I do respect, that the reason why he hasn't really gotten a shot is that he just isn't ready, Fizz. And that's perfectly like understandable.
Mhm.
Like we have guys like JJ McCarthy. He's been in the NFL now for over a year, even though he's only played 4 games. He still doesn't look ready. Some of these guys, I feel like they're not set up necessarily for success at the college level, at Colorado. And when you watch a lot of his stuff at Colorado, it doesn't look like a pro style offense, Fizz, a lot of the time. So, like, there is so much that has to go on besides just physical talent. I thought his physical talent was a little bit limited when it came to his arm strength. I thought it was a little bit below average. But beyond that, there is so much that has to go on upstairs in your head and also to your routine and to your discipline, Fizz. And there is just too much bullshit that's going on, you know, when he's pantomiming to these guys in the locker room where he's literally saying nothing, Fizz. I'm like, it's like, what the hell is going on? This looks like a circus. Looks like he hasn't set up to succeed. Looks like the Browns really don't have any intention really of using him whatsoever. Because at the end of the day, Fizz, the Browns are going to draft a quarterback probably next year anyway. They are. They have 2 first-round picks. Dylan Gabriel, he sucks. He's just not going to be able to do anything in the NFL really whatsoever. He's completely limited when it comes to just not only his talent, but just also his stature. I really do think that's a huge thing in the NFL, unfortunately. And then when it comes to Shedeur Sanders, I mean, he might even be worse than him, to be honest with you. So at the end of the day, does this really even matter? Because they're just going to draft another QB that they can throw into the fire and just keep this hell furnace just continually burning. The smoke cloud is going to completely cover Cleveland for all time, just like Mordor. It just looks like that all the time. So it really doesn't matter at the end of the day.
I'm going to be honest, Rock. I like what you said about him not being ready. And most of these young guys aren't ready because I think what they're really going to do, I think they're going to draft their guy this year because they have 2 first-rounders. I think they draft their guy this year, but they let him wait because I think they paid Deshaun Watson. You can tell me whatever you want. I think Deshaun Watson is their starter next year.
He won't be. They're actually getting out of him next year because with that injury, what is it called, insurance that they had, they're going to be able to get out of most of that contract since he's been hurt now 2 seasons in a row. And they're going to keep him hurt, and they're going to tell him, even if you're healthy, you're hurt because we want to get that money back and we want to cut ties with you. You're probably never going to play in the NFL again. Why don't you just, go out the back door? No one ever wants to talk about you or see you again. So Deshaun Watson, I think most definitely will not be in the NFL just next year, let alone the Browns.
All right. Well, you got a good point there. I'm going to say me personally. I don't know the facts. I don't know the contract situation. So you kind of open my eyes with that. If I'm the Browns, even the Browns still mess things up. So even though your theory sounds right, they're still going to mess it up, bro. So
yeah, absolutely. They're still going to mess it up.
I'm betting on them actually doing what you just said, though. Getting their guy, letting Deshaun play, and then benching him after their guy learns the game. Give him 8 games. The same way they should have did with these guys. They tried with Joe Flacco. They traded Joe Flacco. But Flacco, let's get it right. Flacco's 40 years old, man. He ain't teaching these youngsters how to play quarterback. He just trying to stay around the league, do his thing, get out the way. I ain't saying Flacco ain't a good leader, but I'm saying I think when they draft their guy, I don't see them, if they got the 102, 103, I don't see them throwing their guy in the fire week 1.
They only got to see Flacco for like 2 weeks, and then his ass got shit.
That's true. That's true. So I'm just saying I don't see them throwing their new guy, the franchise guy, in the fire week 1, unless he just looks that freaking good all summer and he convinces everybody that he's the guy. But I don't see them taking the number 1 quarterback and then throwing them into this hell pit of a brown uniform week 1. So I don't know, man. But regardless, let's get Shedeur a new rollie, baby, because this week he plays the Vegas Raiders. We saw what happened to them last night. We've been saying what's happening to them all year. If you ever want to talk about a matchup that a guy needs to kind of get his confidence up, this is that game. If Myles Garrett is on the other side, Geno Smith don't want no parts of Myles Garrett. Nobody on this Vegas team wants no parts of Myles Garrett. So I think you can lock the Cleveland Browns in for 1, a victory, but 2, if Shedeur really is prepped and prepared and ready to, I guess, start his journey as a QB, this is the get right game for him to do that. So I'm wishing my boy luck. I said I would buy a Shedeur jersey. I still ain't bought one, Rock, because I can't see me spending no money on a Cleveland Browns jersey. It is what it is, baby. I got the shirt. There you go. It was $8. I'm not spending no damn $100 on no damn Cleveland Browns jersey just to wipe dog poop up. I'm not doing it. So it is what it is, man. We done with Shedeur, or we still going?
Yeah, we're done with it. It's just,
all right,
it's very unfortunate. It's just unfortunate.
I did want to bring this up. My boy EB said you swap Lamar with Jason Garrett and the Ravens still win. Were you saying this game, or were you saying would the Ravens win anyway? Because I ain't gonna lie, bro. You can't discount Lamar Jackson, EB. Come on now. I want to make sure we talking about just one game now.
The what ifs are my least favorite discussion to have. It's just
I
like
know you don't like it. I know you don't like it, man. But I had to bring it up because I don't like. I'm not saying he discounting Lamar, but I'm just saying, hold up, big dog.
What is E saying about the Browns made Baker? They did not make Baker. Baker Mayfield was made when he was down in the dumps. I mean, I guess his journey, Fizz. You know, like the journey of the hero. You have to go through hell before you can rise up to heaven. So I guess in that way, shape, and form, he did have to go through Cleveland. He'd have to take his lumps. So, actually,
you make
a great point.
You really agreeing with him.
At first, I didn't want to give the Browns any credit. That's just the Baltimore Ravens fan and me, especially seeing what he's doing right now, because it is a world of difference between what he's doing now and then what he was doing in Cleveland, Fizz. But he did get the Cleveland Browns their first playoff win, like ever since they came back. So it is great to be able to see that. Props to Baker Mayfield. Yeah, what he's doing with Tampa Bay. So
he had to go through the fire, baby. Now he's he's in the clear waters, man, out there in Tampa Bay. Finding treasure is what he found. So shout out to them. Shout out my boy Shedeur, man. Let's hold it rolly up, baby. And we gonna hold you down over here, Shedeur. All right, at least I'm gonna do it, man. Shout out my boy, man.
Time's up. Shedeur Sanders with the rolly in the arm.
All right, baby. We out of here, Shedeur. All right, holler at you next week, Playboy. On to bigger, better things right now, Rob, because this is a hell of a week. I don't know where my boy Jake at, man. We got to show him a little bit of love because them Carolina Panthers put BTA belt their ass on the Atlanta Falcons. But not only did they do it, they only won by 3 points. But let's be real, Rob. When you let Bryce Young, this guy who we've been saying, man, we done with him. Man, I don't know. They've been winning games with Bryce throwing rock probably 130 yards a game, and they're still winning. Bryce said, hold up. Let me hold my beer right quick, man. Hold my barbecue sauce. I'm going to show you something, man. My boy had 31 completions, 448 yards, and 3 touchdowns. If I ever had a Bryce Young over for 250, I would have smacked myself in the head, let alone 448, man. What the hell is going on up in Carolina? And why every time they play the Atlanta Falcons, it looks like, hey, Atlanta Falcons don't want no smoke with this Panthers team, bro. I don't know I know it's a division thing, I guess, but who would have thought a rivalry would come out of the Carolina Panthers and the Atlanta Falcons? Because I wouldn't have told you that before this, man. What you thought about this game? Break down the historical moments, because I know it's a whole bunch of them, bro. Let me know what's good with it.
Did you see that picture I sent you from the Panthers Twitter, where they just took the picture of the Mercedes-Benz Stadium and they just filled it with litter?
Oh, you know what? Did you send it last night? You sent it last night?
Yeah, I did.
I didn't see. I was asleep last night, bro. So I didn't see it. But I did, so you sent me something. Yep, I see it right here.
So here's some of the crazy stats from this game, Fizz. It was Bryce Young's best game as a pro. The Carolina Panthers are now 6-5. They are firmly in the playoff hunt. This is the best record that they've had at this point in the season, Fizz, since I got married, 2018, Ron Rivera's final full season.
Riverboat Ron, baby. Riverboat Ron.
It's been a minute. This is a franchise record for a single game. The previous one was 432 yards by Cam Newton in 2011. This is their first season sweep of the Falcons since 2013, Fizz. 2013. So it's been a minute for that. They were down 21-7 at halftime. So pretty crazy stuff. Another come from behind victory, Fizz. We see now it's no longer just a couple every week. It's now like 4 or 5, it feels like, every damn week. Very impressive. I guess my main question to you is, do you think that the Panthers, they're firmly in the playoff hunt? Do you think they're actually going to make the playoffs, though?
I'm going to be honest, Rock. No one saw this coming. Of course, we had teams. Well, I had a team like the Cowboys. We had the Commanders. Some people had the Commanders. These teams are starting to eliminate themselves. So when you see a team like the Carolina Panthers, Now you think about the NFC North, right? You got Detroit Lions. You have the Bears. Minnesota is kind of getting out of the mix. But Green Bay, the Bears, Detroit, those are the three that's kind of still in the mix for the playoffs. You got Seattle. You got the 49ers. You got the Rams. So it looks like Tampa, because somebody has to win the division. Tampa got it. I don't know, Rock, man. I mean, at 6-5 for the Carolina Panthers is a playoff win in itself, right? But to be honest, if we talking just the 7 teams that make it on NFC, man, I don't know if I can say that they're going to make it over the Seattle Seahawks or the 49ers or, like the 3 teams in the NFC North. So I'm going to say no, but I'm going to say this is a victory for a season, regardless if they made the playoffs or not. I know we can't go with the what ifs and this and that, but just looking at what they started from, what the tone was coming into the season, half the people thought Bryce, man, they ain't about to go nowhere with Bryce. And we're not saying that he is the savior or the future, but currently him and Tech got something going on that's good. They got this short, big bro, small bro complex thing going on, and it's working, man. So I don't know how you shake that room up in Carolina if you just say, man, do we replace Bryce? Like, what do you do as a I know we talking about the playoff picture, but I'm going to a whole nother section. As the GM, as the head coach, let's just say a top 3 prospect quarterback fall to them in the draft, right? What do you do, right? If this is the guy you've been watching film on, you thought Bryce would stake it up and you really wanted him. Now Bryce then came and looked better. What's your next thought on, do we take the next guy or do we keep Bryce and make him feel happy, give him a contract? What we at with Bryce Young right now?
Well, I don't think you necessarily give him like a huge contract, though. But here's the thing. This was the problem that they had when they drafted Bryce Young, is that they didn't have an NFL team around him. They didn't have enough offensive line. They didn't have a defense.
They gave away the franchise to get him. Remember, they gave the Bears 2 first-round picks.
And can you name any of the wide receivers they had when he came to town, Fizz?
Bro, so, they gave away the number 1 and DJ Moore. So you're right. They gave away the whole franchise to get him. They really did.
Yeah. When Deontay Johnson, that head case is one of your leading wide receivers, Fizz. That's how bad it was. So they've gotten lucky, I think, a little bit when it comes to Bryce Young development. And it's been rocky as hell. I still think that he's going to be up and down QB. Right now, since he's coming off a good game, he's just better now than Trevor Lawrence. But if he goes the route of Trevor Lawrence, where he has a couple of good games, but too many bad games to leave a bad taste in your mouth, Fizz, they need to continue to put a surrounding cast around him. They need to continue to throw a lot of picks and a lot of free agency at that defense. And I think that's what it comes down to. But they've gotten lucky when it comes to Rico Dowdle looking like one of the best RBs in the NFL. They have one of the best 1-2 punches with him and Chuba. Tedero McMillan, they absolutely hit on. All the bullshit that was coming out with him during the offseason, Fizz, was very unfortunate. It was no longer tank for Tet. And now all these, I was reading an article yesterday that multiple teams were trying to trade up for him. So I think it was a lot of bullshit so that people could hopefully let him see him fall to where they were. That's basically what it came down to. It was all sabotage. So I think they need to continue to go other routes other than QB.
Well, to get back on the tech conversation, I know a lot of networks, like you said, with he wasn't that good. He didn't have a lot of competition, blah, 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 blah. Even some analysts, man, you got people, Tet, because, we have film sessions. A lot of people in the film session said, I like how he plays. I just don't like him on film. And I think what people seem to miss is, Rock, again, that's why I say stick with
I didn't agree with those people. That statement doesn't make any sense, Fizz.
But
I like how he plays, but I don't like him on film.
But listen, that's why I don't understand how, to be honest, we watch something that is so great every single Saturday in college, but then when we transition them to the NFL, he hasn't even gotten there yet. Oh man, he putting up 300-yard games, but he ain't that good, huh? How do we backtrack from that? Like, maybe when he goes to this team, they don't put him in the right spot. Maybe they don't play him right, but he's still a good player. He just has to be played in the right position. So I'm glad the Carolina Panthers drafted him knowing what they wanted from him, because a lot of times these guys go to situations and they get thrown into bad schemes or bad setups, and then we wonder why they're not good, because they weren't put in the right position. Kudos to Carolina for doing what they were supposed to do with Tet. But at the end of the day, man, it was always tank for Tet. I said it all year. Don't give a damn. Check my receipts. I'm always been a tech guy, man, because I'm not going to stop because of the combine. They telling me he not slow. Well, he not fast enough. The man like 6'4". He don't need to be fast, man. Well, just put the damn ball in the air. He gonna grab it. All right. So I'm glad we here where we at, man. I went through our old comments and I saw. I'm kind of tapping myself on the shoulder, right? I saw Jake had put in one of the comments, man, Fizz always drafting Bryce Young in the mock drafts. Hey, bro, I ain't saying I'm a Carolina fan. I'm just saying I'm always the underdog guy. Bryce been hated on. Tet was hated on. I'm glad to see they getting their flowers. Still think Carolina is trash, but I'm glad to see that they doing what they supposed to do. And 448-yard game from Bryce Young is something nobody saw, but I'm glad it happened, Rock. And also, I'm going to ask you this. I don't know if you got this one down. With him having 45 attempts, how many receivers or people do you think he threw the ball to?
Without looking, I want to say, I mean, I know he at least got Tet involved, and I know that Xavier Legette, your guy Legette, had a good game as well.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say 5.
It was 9 people, bro. 9 people threw the ball. He threw the ball
to
everybody.
Buffalo Bills game.
Bro, he threw the ball to everybody. Tommy Trimble had a catch. Coker, Sanders, Tremaine. I don't even know 2 of these people on this list right now. They just find anybody to throw the damn ball to. So Bryce did his job, is what I'm trying to say. Kudos to the Carolina Panthers. What's next for the Atlanta Hawks, though? I mean, Atlanta Falcons. And Michael Penix news. I saw my boy E put in there about them drafting a pretty much handicapped quarterback. But Michael Penix getting hurt. Kirk Cousins is back. Drake London being hurt. And, of course, I have both of those guys in a lot of teams. Let me know, Rock, what you think about what's next for this Atlanta Hawks team. I keep saying Hawks, bro. Atlanta Falcons team. Are they pretty much done with no first-round pick because the Rams have theirs again?
They're 3-8, and the Rams have their – what could very well be a top 5 pick. It could be. You never know, because the Titans almost beat the Texans. It's just we have no idea how these top like 6 to 8 teams are gonna, because they're all like 2-8, or now they're 2-9. So I think it's done. I said it last week, Fizz. This is probably the worst QB botch. They looked like geniuses only a year ago when Kirk Cousins, coming back from injury. They spent all that $100 million. They didn't look smart for doing that. They gave $100 million to a QB that could barely throw the ball, it feels like. Barely play. He needs to retire. Kirk Cousins is done.
I think even mentally, he looks done, bro. He don't even look like he don't have that. You like that? Like he don't have that aura anymore. It's gone.
Fizz, if you watch that quarterback show and you see how grueling it is, I mean, that's what ended Andrew Luck's career. He got tired of the rehab. Can you imagine just waking up every day? You're constantly in pain, and you're just working yourself back just to put yourself back in the fire. I mean, that's basically what a lot of these NFL players have to go through, or just athletes in general. Whenever you have to rehab from injury, it's always the darkest. You're always doing it by yourself. You're not with your teammates. There's a lot that goes into that. So, yeah, I think for his own mental health, he needs to just get himself out of the fire, out of that situation. The Falcons are a bum organization, Fizz. I think they're done, and they've completely mishandled this situation, because them drafting the QB of the future, I can understand the logic behind that, especially with Kirk Cousins and his age. But with him getting hurt and not playing that well, even when he was healthy, it's just like you have all this investment in a position, the most important position.
Yeah.
And the only other one that's really super important, they sent 2 first-rounders for it with the 2 defensive ends. Great, but if you don't have a quarterback, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. Just ask the Cleveland Browns, Fizz. They have Myles Garrett. He's basically like 4 defenders into 1. And it still does not matter if you don't have the quarterback.
They went through a bunch of them before they got their guy. So, I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. I like this comment Patty put, man, because I think one thing I learned about Arthur, he had Arthur Smith, Arthur Blank. My thing with him is, seemed like a cool, great owner, man. Seemed like a down to earth guy. But I knew he
looks like fucking Dracula.
Well, I knew he was gonna get Raheem Morris, because he has a thing with Raheem Morris, bro. And I just think for whatever reason, he's gonna allow Raheem Morris to stay longer than he should, and his team won't succeed. And by the time we look up, Rob, Bijan gonna be due a contract. London going to be due a contract. Michael Penix, and it's going to be a whole waste of.
They're not
Imagine
going to keep
having
Michael Penix.
all of these guys on a rookie contract right now, Rock. This is prime time of, thank goodness we don't have to overpay nobody. By the time this team gets it together, it's going to be time to pay everybody. It's going to be over with. But I will just say, in closing with the Atlanta Falcons, Rock, I brought this up probably a couple months ago. They took Bijan at number 8. They took Drake London at number 8. They took Michael Penix at number 8. 3 years in a row, they had a number 8 pick. You said top 5 this year. If it finished number 8, we'll see. But either way, they don't have a damn pick. And we're going to see what the LA Rams are going to do.
It's going to arguably the best looking team in the
crazy,
NFC.
Bro. Crazy. And you want to talk about, I know staff have MVP year. Do they take their guy at the number 8 spot and then let him sit for a year? I mean, I'm not saying that they should. I'm just saying, imagine being the LA Rams right now, just looking at the falling apart Atlanta Falcons. And you just like, thank God we moved back in that draft because we didn't need a first round pick, clearly.
Fizz, not everyone in the NFL, when it comes to organizations and just staffs, can be conquerors. There has to be teams that have to be conquered. And so not everyone can be Genghis Khan, not everyone can be Alexander the Great. The Falcons, unfortunately, they're the next village on that hit list for these NFL teams. They're just coming in, taking over, and they're thanking them for their stupidity. So unfortunately, not everyone in the NFL can have their shit together.
Shout out Patty Mills, man. Patty out here dropping some gems, man. Great owner. He out of touch. And I say this about Jerry Jones all the time. I think he's out of touch with the world. He needs to holler at AI, but seems like he figured it out this week. But yeah, I do think he's a great owner. I've seen a lot of things about him. Even when Mike Vick went through his situation, he didn't disown him. He kind of just said, hey, man, we got to step back. But he's always said he loved Mike Vick. Seemed like a solid owner, man. But I think he's just out of touch with the game. Sorry, Jesus. So it is what it is. But I will say shout out to Patty again, because this is a golden comment. He said, nah, I was right. Falcon season is over. It's time to move on to the Hawks. So they are the Atlanta Hawks now, because Atlanta Falcons is cooked, is over with. Rock, and we over them bums. All right. So I ain't gonna lie, man. I got a lot of good and bad today this week. Because like I told you when we was talking behind the scenes, bro, this was an ugly week of football when you look at the conversation of the matchups. A lot of matchups that happen, I can care less to see, talk about, even read about. So I'm gonna go to one that pretty much big news in the whole. Let me see. No, I'm gonna say that one. I got another disappointment.
Always teasing us. That's like saying, I got this great dish back here, but I'm not gonna give it to you guys yet.
I'm gonna keep it on the roll of the young guys, because we just talked about Shedeur, we just talked about Bryce, and now I want to talk about this Minnesota Vikings team. Caleb Williams gets another W.
Look at Jefferson. He looks like he's about to kill somebody.
He ain't having it, bro. He shiested up, man. He's about to go. He about to go rob somebody, man. He ain't feeling it. I just say, looking at the Bears 7-3, it looks a little fugazi right now, 7-3, but they're winning the game, Rock. Right? All we need the Bears to do, what we said before, is build confidence. We know they have the skilled players. We know they have the scheme with the coach. They just need to build the confidence. So regardless if it's ugly, just like the Carolina Panthers, if it's ugly or not, they win in the game. So not the best game from the Chicago Bears, but I think the conversation is more on the Minnesota Vikings, bro, and them just losing this game. J.J. McCarthy overthrew Justin Jefferson in that first quarter like 5 times, bro. The ball was going over his head, under his leg. I'm like, bro, where the hell you throwing this ball at? And he don't look too happy right now. I'm about to say Jay McCarthy. Justin Jefferson damn sure ain't happy right now. What's up with Minnesota, man? What we got going on out there, man? My boy Thor probably ain't happy. I ain't harder than him. I got to check on my boy, man. I'm sure he ain't feeling good out here, man.
I wanted to talk about how great the Chicago Bears are, but now you have to make me talk about Minnesota. We'll make the Minnesota discussion very, very short.
Okay.
Every week that goes by, Fizz, I really do wish that they had gotten Aaron Rodgers. I really do. I know people were saying how dumb I was for doing that. J.J. McCarthy, he is the truth. Fizz, I always really wondered, how does Vegas get things right all the time? Remember when we saw what their playoff odds were and also their scoring offense?
Yeah.
It was in the lower 20s, Fizz.
It was.
And we were like, this is one of those things that Vegas has wrong. And then we also saw them having their own team, the Las Vegas Raiders, towards the bottom too. Like, no, that's also wrong too. Fizz, there's a reason why Vegas just always wins at the end of the day. So I don't know what their sources were. They probably had someone down in Minnesota or up in Minnesota watching JJ McCarthy throw passes and be like, oh, shit. Yeah, this is not going to look very, very good.
It ain't looking good, baby.
I don't want to throw, I don't want to give up on JJ McCarthy. He's only played, 5 games now, Fizz? And but it hasn't looked good. And unfortunately, with the NFL, the way it is right now, you have to perform immediately. There is no time to waste. We have players whose careers, they're just dwindling. Justin Jefferson, he's just hanging his head low because every year he has to just deal with this bullshit when he knows he's the best. Fizz, can you imagine being like him or Myles Garrett or any of these other Hall of Fame level talents, knowing you are the best in the NFL and having to deal with your franchise and your organization? Just ask Jamar Chase. I mean, he's about to lose his mind, Fizz, out in Cincinnati. So it's a tough situation. People are calling for Kevin O'Connell's head. It's just like, hey, I don't know. There's only so much you can do. You can't always make chicken salad out of chicken shit. So,
but Rob, my thing is this. This is what I hate about. This is why I say this. Even this industry, when we talk about people that talk fantasy, the temperature on players are so week to week that I hate this long conversation that people have about what players have done, because they give me all this information about what a player has done, and then in 1 week they change their mind and say, "Oh man, this dude is trash. He's psyching me out." And then the next week, "Oh, I knew he was good." And I hate when people do that, because you telling me get Kevin O'Connell out of here. Are you crazy? Have you lost your mind? Like, what coach will you get? 1, 2. Look at what this man did with Sam Darnold, Christian Kirk. I was about to say Christian Kirk. Kirk Cousins. I mean, he put everything in order to have this team looking right. JJ McCarthy just not working out right now. I know we are in a fast-paced, fast movement, and then you see what the Chicago Bears are doing. You like, hold up, bro. I'm in this division. Everybody looks good. Why aren't we good? I get it. But you're not going to tell me to replace this coach. You done lost your freaking mind if that's what your scheme or your thought is to get better as a team. So that conversation we could shut down. I don't even want to discuss it. But I know you had some stuff about the Bears. Go ahead and bring us down about how great the Bears are looking, even though it wasn't the best performance this week.
Last question on Vikings. Do they draft a QB next year or they have a chance? They're 4-6 right now.
Nope, I'm not. I'm gonna say this, Rob. If you draft a quarterback next year, you pretty much done with JJ McCarthy. And I don't think that you do that right now.
He keeps playing this way, I think they will. If he keeps playing this way, I think they will.
It's tough, man.
It's tough.
Go sign James Winston, baby. All right, go ahead, hug it up, Rock.
All right,
Fizz. Damn, I don't want to think about that, Rock. Damn, you just put me in a pickle right there, man. That's tough.
Yeah. Can you imagine if we rewinded back to the time we had Thor on? Hey, Thor, what could go wrong with JJ McCarthy? Can you imagine if he said, well, they could end up 4-6 and they draft a new QB next year? Can you imagine if I said that to him and just like, oh my God, he'd be devastated. But unfortunately, that's where it could be right now. So, Fizz, in the last 8 games, do you know how many Caleb Williams has won?
In the last 8 games?
Yeah.
You said, hold on. You said the last 8 games, how many did he win?
Yeah.
They 7-3 right now, bro. So it got to be 7 games, right?
7-1, Fizz. They're 7-1 in their last 8 games.
Because I know they started off rough. So, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
This is their best record at this point in the season since 2018, Fizz. And also, too, did you know? I did not know this. They are leading the league in turnover margin. They are plus 16, Fizz. They have 22 takeaways and only 6 giveaways. That is it. So I think that's a huge reason why they're winning the games that they are winning, including the close ones, Fizz. It is hilarious going from last year when they lost all those gut-wrenching close-ass games to now they're winning all of them. It's been the story of the Chiefs like the last few years. They win all those close games. Now they're losing all of them. So sometimes the scales just, tip a certain way from year to year. But they're leading the NFC North, Fizz. But it's a close race. So they are right ahead of at 7-3. The Packers are 6-3-1, so they have the 6th seed in the playoffs right now. The Lions are 6-4 after just losing, Fizz. So they're the 8th, right outside on the bubble. They're right ahead of the Panthers at 6-5, and somehow the Cowboys are in number 10 at 4-5-1. Yeah, I was looking at the Panthers schedule. Fizz does not look very favorable. They still have to play the Bucks twice. They have to play like the 49ers, the Seahawks, and the Rams. So I don't think the Panthers are actually going to make the playoffs. But the Lions and the Packers and the Bears, between the Packers and the Lions, they're just giving away games that they shouldn't be giving away. They don't look as dominant as they are. And the Bears, a lot of people don't want to acknowledge this, though. The Fizz, sometimes it's better to be lucky than to be good. And the Bears are probably the luckiest team in a lot of different ways. But they're making their own luck. They have the coaches. They have the players. That was a quote from Caleb Williams. So they're going to be in every single game. They have one of the best offensive ensembles. And Caleb Williams is just getting it done. Especially when you really, really need him to get it done at the end of the game. You kind of want him to be putting it all together throughout the entire game. But I like what I'm seeing, Fizz.
He had 0 touchdowns. He wasn't his best performance, but he won the game. That's what really matters. He didn't lose them the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, he won the game, closed it out how he's supposed to close it out. Yeah.
Absolutely crazy. I guess the real question is like, is Ben Johnson, I know that he was at the top of the coaching candidacy for the free coaching positions, Fizz. But is he performing at what your expectation was or above your expectation? I think he's kind of playing above expectation, Fizz. To be at the top of your division, I think is pretty impressive.
Well, I say individual stat-wise, he's not playing the expectation I thought. I thought he was going to be 400 yards a game and like set records in a sense, right, with the weapons he have. But mentally, I think he's exactly on schedule and a lot better than what people thought, because people are so used to hearing the tantrum Caleb, right? The one that's fighting and cussing and hollering and screaming and sad.
I'm gonna go paint my nails because I'm pissed.
Exactly, right? Go hugging his mother, and that's what people want to talk about. But they don't want to talk about.
People can't hug their moms,
bro. They say, "Men, you a man, you put me crying on your mother's shoulder." You know how this garbage is, man. But looking at him now, he's grown up. He's taking a step forward, and you always say, even at the beginning of the season, Ben Johnson, that wasn't particularly your guy, man. You kind of had this thing with Ben Johnson where he was like, he got to prove it. You know, he coming in there like the big bad wolf. You really got to prove it. And I think Caleb has taken hold to that, and he's not doing what I say Tua does. He didn't fold under pressure when Ben Johnson got on his head and said, hey, you not, because I think he even benched Caleb one time in practice. Like, nah, you playing with the second string. Like, he been on Caleb's mind. Look, I run this show. You know what I'm saying? You a part of it, but I run it. And Caleb didn't fight it. He didn't resist it. He's doing exactly what his coach is telling him to do. But the coach, I think, Ben Johnson coming in there and saying, hey, you better than what you think you are, and I'm going to get everything out of you that you need to get out. So he gave him that Rocky approach, bro. He didn't walk him and cakewalk him and say, hey, man, here's the ring. Here goes the gloves.
He beat the shit out of him, and if he lives, he lives. If he dies, he dies.
Exactly, bro. That's exactly what it is, bro. He made that man run a marathon till he got to the top of that statue, and he reached it, bro. So I think being top of this division right now, I'm not saying that a lot of people pick that, but I know me and Mike had conversation about the Packers and how I thought they were and what they weren't. But Chicago Bears are legit, man. They for real. And if we was talking about a team that can challenge any NFC team in this playoff run, they are definitely up there, bro. I mean, you got the Rams. Seattle just lost to the Rams, but I still think Seattle's defense is good enough to compete with a lot of teams. Yeah. I think the Bears, I don't know, Rob, where we at? Top 3 with the Bears right now in the NFC? If we had to say like team for team, not just record, but.
No, because the Eagles, I would still take ahead of them.
Well, I said top 3. So you got Eagles. Who else? I'm going to say the Rams.
Rams and Seahawks. Dude, I think I would still even take the 49ers ahead of them, despite how bad their defense is. When their offense is clicking like it was on Sunday, like I've never seen anything like that from the Bears on offense.
That's true. Well, I'm betting on the 49ers to be like 4 or 5 players more injured by the time the playoffs come, because that's what they do. But
yeah, It's kind of muddied between them, the Bucks, and the Packers, Fizz. It's just like the Buccaneers on offense could look great, their defense looks suspect. The Packers is the opposite. Their defense is great, their offense can look suspect. So they're imperfect, but they're not as dominant as the Rams, Eagles, and Seahawks. So I would say that they're in a second, if not third tier.
Okay. All right. I can roll with that. All right. Well, we talked about the Bears a lot, so let's get on to the next one because it's more disappointment. Sorry to tell you, but it ain't looking good for this team right here. Kansas City Chiefs, Rob. We got Kelsey, man. He looked a little buff in this one, man. I don't know when the hell he got so strong. Maybe this was before he met his girl. I don't know, but
those pads are big.
Yeah, man, it's a big deal with this picture. But Kansas City Chiefs, man, 5-5. I don't think we've seen this in a long time. This Kansas City Chiefs team, not number one in their division. The Denver Broncos at 9-2, bro, and this offense has looked terrible all year. The Broncos had one of the worst offenses in the league, and they're 9-2. So they didn't have a great performance on offense this week, to be honest. But they won the game. They beat the division rival. They are number one, sitting at the top of the division. And hey, man, kudos to the Broncos. But I think, is the story bigger that the Broncos are 9-2 or that the Chiefs are 5-5? Because I think more people would say the Chiefs being 5-5 might be the one that sell more tickets. So thinking about what this Chiefs team is, they have the Cowboys next week on Thanksgiving. Yes, next year. Thanksgiving, that fast. Sheesh. Time flies, baby. Thanksgiving, they play the Chiefs. The Cowboys are looking to lock in. They have to win right now. The Chiefs, I don't think, can lose another game that they can't afford to lose. They got to be, we know, they lose to the Bills or something, cool, but they can't be losing the teams that they shouldn't lose to. Like, they have to win certain games. Looking at what's going on in the AFC right now, bro, where we at with the Chiefs? And you can talk about the Broncos if you need to, but I think this is the Chiefs conversation, if I got to be honest.
Well, Fizz, I feel like we need to talk about both because of just where they are at right now with the organizations. So let's talk about the Chiefs. You know me, I like starting off on a bad note just to get my juices flowing. Fizz, for 9 seasons, all the way back to the Alex Smith era, that was the last time that the AFC West, ran through Kansas City. That's how long it's been, for 9 seasons in a row. Now, with where their record is at right now, this is the first time since 2015 that the Chiefs are at or under 500 through 10 games. It's the first time in the Mahomes era that this has happened as well. And they've never trailed the division by 4 games ever during that time. And until this year, they've suffered multiple losing streaks in the same season. So it's a whole lot of firsts. Definitely the first time in the Andy Reid era as well. The Chiefs, I talked about before, winning those close games. They were 12-0 in one possession games, including the playoffs. But now this season, Fizz, they're 0-5. They're 0-5 in one possession game. So that has been a huge difference. Just to remind you guys what the playoff picture is at. The Broncos are number 1, not just in the AFC West. They're number 1 in the AFC right now.
You saw that. I thought the Patriots were. I mean, they both 9-2, but AFC record, I guess, is a little higher. So, dang, they number 1.
Yeah, they're number 1.
Actually, Rob, they're number 1 in the whole league because Eagles are 8-2. So Broncos haven't had their bye week. So they number 1 in the entire NFL.
Yeah, absolutely crazy stuff. The Colts are on a bye this week. So it's the Broncos, it's the Patriots, it's the Colts, all by themselves in the AFC. The Chargers, despite losing, Fizz, are still 2 games ahead at 7-4 of the Chiefs. The Chiefs are in a 3-way dogfight for that last playoff spot between the Texans, thanks to your guy, Mr. What's his face? Mills.
General Mills, cereal bag.
General Mills, yeah.
Call the general, get some insurance, man. What you need to do.
In Baltimore. So all 3 of these teams have to win out, basically. They all have. It's going to be very, very tough to see if any of these guys like the Jaguars or the Chargers end up stumbling, Fizz. But yeah, this is absolutely crazy stuff. I kind of do want to talk about the Broncos, but yeah, let's talk about the Chiefs first. I mean,
I'll start
this conversation.
I don't want to talking too long because we talked about like 3 teams for like 45 minutes. But outside of the time and the thing, I'll just say this, man. Like I said earlier, the Chiefs can't afford really to lose many more games, but they definitely can't afford to lose.
None. They can't lose any more, Fizz. None. They can't lose a single game left.
Well, I'm just counting the Cowboys in, baby. All right, so they got to win. They got to lose next week. But outside of that, though, I'm just saying the Chiefs personally. Let's just think about it, right? The Jaguars. Could they beat out the Jaguars for that last spot? I'm gonna say yes. The Texans, I'm gonna say yes. But are you the Chiefs? Do you want to go in as a number 7 seed? Like, are you that confident? I'm not saying that they can't figure it out at 7, but if you at 7, man, you had a bad season if you're the Kansas City Chiefs, bro. And I think just get into that spot. Picture this, and I'm gonna end my conversation with this one, the Chiefs, Rob. Picture us having the Chiefs saying, we need 3 teams to lose for us to get the last spot. Just picture the Kansas City Chiefs being that team because they haven't been that team in, like you said, almost 10 years. And this picture on week 18, we having a conversation that the Chiefs need this team to lose, or the carousel order of lottery teams to lose for them to make the 7th seed. That's something that I think the Chiefs haven't seen, nobody's seen. And I don't want to see it. So, yes, I'm going to put them in that number 7 spot. I don't give a damn. They're going to figure it out. And let's get the AFC how I want it to be. I'm customizing it on my damn own self. Let's get the Chiefs in the number 7 spot. Jaguars out. And the Baltimore Ravens and the Chiefs, baby. Let's get them back in there, man. We need to put the fix in, Rock. Let me email Goodell. We need to rig this shit. All right, thank you. All right, that's what we're going to do. All right. Let's get
those NFL, those script writers are working on it right now to make it extra dramatic in week 18, Fizz. I have one question for you.
What up?
If you're the Bills, if you're the Colts, if you're the Patriots, or you're the Broncos, who is the last team you want to see in the playoffs?
Chiefs.
Exactly.
100%.
I don't know why it took you so long and why you hesitated for so long to think about it.
I knew it was a trick question. Like, huh? I had to think about it. You're right. Though,
it's not a trick question. Only because if this team does make the playoffs, it would be crazy if they don't. But if they do make the playoffs, they're still the most dangerous team.
100%. I'm with you. That's why I want to see
on the road. Even if it's on the road, Fizz, because Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, they have more experience in the playoffs in winning the games than all these coaches and players combined and all these other playoff teams.
Yeah. So
I think at the end of the day, I don't know. As long as they make the playoffs, if they don't make the playoffs, Fizz, they have no one to blame but themselves. It's just I have no idea what it even comes down to. It's just maybe Patrick Mahomes. He's just been too inconsistent. They have no running game whatsoever. But yeah, when it comes to the Broncos, though, this is where I want to finish off this conversation, Fizz.
Okay.
They're number 1 in the AFC right now. It's just like, do you expect Bo Nix to take this team to not only – do you think they're going to keep up this speed and this just where they're at right now? Do you think they're going to get that first round bye? And do you think they can win their first playoff game?
I'm going to be honest, bro. I think as much as I love Sean Payton, as much as we hyped up Bo Nix, I'm a Cortland Sutton guy. Defense out, lights out, right? I don't think the Denver Broncos are for real, bro. I think they're beating a lot of teams that are just on their schedule. I think when it comes to the trenches, though, and we lock it, like if the Chiefs get that last spot and they had to play the Broncos, say the Broncos get the number 2 spot, they're the number 2 seed, and they play the Chiefs, or however the seeding works, the Chiefs would spank the Broncos in the playoffs, I believe. I think that's when the Chiefs lock in, right? I think if the Broncos had a team like the Jaguars, yes. The Chargers, maybe. But when we talking Buffalo, the Ravens, if they make it, even the Aaron Rodgers Steelers, man, the Colts, the Patriots, I don't see them in the playoff setting beating those teams. So as much as I love my dog, Sean Payton, and they 9-2, they number 1 in the AFC, I don't look at them as a threat until this offense show me that they are. This defense can lock anybody down, but this offense can't do a damn thing. And they just lost J.K. Dobbins. They lose any more big players on their team, it's just another step back from offense that they not providing. So I don't look at them as a threat in the playoffs, unfortunately, especially when the trenches come. They could be the inexperienced team like the Jaguars maybe, but the Texans are one of them. But those real teams, playoff teams, I'm not worried about them, to be honest with you.
And this was a game where they kind of shut down the Kansas City Chiefs without Pat Surtain.
Yeah.
So
yeah, right.
the fact that they were so dominant on defense, Fizz, sometimes the offense doesn't matter as much. If you have
You a
a top
Ravens
three
fan? You
defense.
know.
Yeah, so I think
You're
that's
right.
always going to keep them in games. Is this elite defense? And if Bo Nix plays like he did, like where he plays his best games against elite offenses or just elite teams like the Kansas City Chiefs, the best comes out. So I want to see Bo Nix continue to have these games, not where he's looking like one of the worst QBs trying to barely beat the Tennessee Titans like it was week one. And it
Yeah.
has been throughout this season. He's been so hot and cold. I want to see him from here on out just continue and just really light a fire under his ass. Because now without J.K. Dobbins, unfortunately, it's all going to be on him. R.J. Harvey, like, I think he's a great compliment back. I don't think he can be a number one back in the NFL. So yeah, I really want to see Bo Nix really turn it on.
I'm with you. And Dynasty Noob said, the defense is locking teams up without their best player. And I'm with you, bro. I like the Denver Broncos. Don't get me wrong. I think they have the best defense, if not in the league. They top 2, top 3, 100%.
Them, the Seahawks and the Rams and the Eagles. Like,
sure.
I think those defenses are in a league of their own.
For sure. But at the end of the day, I just look at playoff experience and I look at guys like Josh Allen, Pat Mahomes, even the Patriots, man. They have a coach that's, not saying Sean Payton ain't one of them, but I think the Patriots, man, I just see a spark with those teams. I'm not saying I don't see a spark with the Broncos. They just got to show me a little bit more before we close out the season. So they can make it, man. It's all good. It's all love. Shout out my boy, Mr. Jackson is in the building. And shout out Shedeur, man. This dude keep texting me. I told you about Davis Mills. Man, if you don't get on my phone talking about some damn Davis Mills, man, don't nobody want to hear about no General Mills cereal, brother. All right? Kellogg's over here, big dog. But Rock, man, we done with the teams, but we got to talk about this last one, the MVP of the season. Again, we just switched the MVP about 45 times. If you're putting bets in, who is it this week? Is Josh Allen. Last week of Matt Stafford. The week before that, Drake May. It is what it is. But how many points is that, Rockets? I damn sure can't add. 76 points we got up on the board. Josh Allen, man, 6 touchdowns. He did it on the ground, did it in the air. Keon Coleman was deactivated this week. Unfortunately, my dog.
I'm not gonna say nothing, Fizz, about Keon Coleman.
I'll just say this, Rock. If you ever had a gut-wrenching, gut punch moment in your career as a young guy, let it be the game that you get benched when your quarterback goes off for a career game. Because looking at this score, you had to be on the sideline like, damn, if I was in the game, bro, I would have had a game. Like, Shavers had a game. They got players that they just pulled up out of the supermarket last week that just went off this week. So if I'm the number 2 pick from the draft a year ago, the number 1 receiver who they drafted me to be, and I missed out on a game like this, I got no choice but to come back next week and show people that I'm either for real or I'm not. I'm not saying he is. I'm just saying that should be his mindset coming in, is I cannot miss another opportunity like this. Because 44 points from Josh Allen with 6 touchdowns, I don't care if you were just a backup tight end. Like, everybody on that field should have felt like, I need the ball now. You gave it to everybody else. Give it to me. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, shout out Josh Allen, though, bro. I always put respect on. I'd always put disrespect on his name. And hey, man, no offense, I still rock with the guy, but man, he's killing me, bro. He's making my takes look really bad. Shout out to him for making me look like an idiot. What you thought about Josh Allen and the Baker Mayfield? I think this is just a part of Baker just not having his tools that he needed, right? He still needs a Mike Evans and a Chris Godwin to compete with this type of offense. He didn't do nothing wrong. They just didn't win the game. So let us know about MVP Josh Allen, though, bro.
Well, Fizz, also, too, don't be so hard on yourself, always bringing up what you were out on with Josh Allen. That was like 5 years ago, Fizz.
No, it was like 5 days ago. I still talk about he ain't better than Lamar and Pat. I still do it, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Well, then you do need to keep bringing it up because you still haven't learned your lesson then, I guess, Fizz.
Yep.
So here's some crazy things that Josh Allen was able to do. He finished with 3 touchdowns to the air, 3 touchdowns to the ground. That is the 3rd time in NFL history a QB has done that. Allen has 2 of those performances. Do you know who the other 3rd quarterback is that has done that? 3 touchdowns on the ground, 3 touchdowns through the air.
Well, it's got to be a mobile guy. So I'm gonna just.
He is mobile.
I'm gonna throw it out there. Lamar Jackson.
No, Lamar's never done that.
Okay. I'm gonna throw this random out of it. Is it Aaron Rodgers?
Fizz, things were in black and white when this quarterback was playing.
Oh no, never mind it. Look, I tried to throw out a white guy. You know what I'm saying? I was like, let me. I thought about the black guy. I thought about the white guy. Literally, black and white is the film that we were watching, not the skin tone. My bad. Go ahead and break it down, Rob. I tried to throw the pepper. It was too much seasoning on it, brother.
Otto Graham in 1954.
Oh, hell no. Come on, Rob. What kind of question is this, man? Look, Chat GPT not even working on our phone. I couldn't even look that up. Come on, man.
So Allen's third rushing touchdown tied him with Cam Newton for the NFL career record for rushing touchdowns by a QB at 75. That's crazy. Cam Newton led the NFL history books with 75. There's still a lot of years left for Josh Allen, so he's going to destroy that record.
Yeah.
Yes, Dynasty Noob, Otto Graham. So
Dynasty knows history. He knows history.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he wrote it after I said it, so great job. Buffalo's run defense remains a major concern heading into this run, though, Fizz. Tampa Bay put up 202 rushing yards on 5.2 yards per carry. That's the 8th time in 10 games the Bills have allowed 100 or more on the ground. So that's my number one question that I have for you, Fizz. Do the Bills really have a chance of getting to the Super Bowl, let alone winning it, if the defense looks this bad and the receiving group is this talented?
I'm gonna be honest, Rod.
Please be honest. I don't want you to lie to me.
It's a lot of teams right now that have at least,
lots of warts and just ugly things about them, huh?
Yeah, like I talk about like Jordan Love, right? But he has a number 1 first round pick now. He got a.
Wait, did you see what Brian just wrote?
Yeah, I saw.
Sorry.
No, I'm gonna be honest. No, because not to overthink it. No, bro. He's doing a lot with a little. That's for sure. A whole lot with a little. Even his number 1 receiver, Khalil Shakir, did absolutely nothing. He made everybody else look good. Like he's doing a whole lot with a whole lot little. So he's doing his thing, brother. He's doing his thing.
Yeah, you didn't really answer the question as far as them getting to the Super Bowl or not, so that's fine. You're kind of skirted around. We all know, unfortunately, that this is going to replay the same thing that happened last year, Fizz, where Josh Allen, he's in a tight game against the Kansas City Chiefs, and all he sees out there, Shakir, Keon Coleman, and Dalton Kincaid, and he's like, oh, shit, this is going to come down to this. We're 4th and 30 right now, and now one of these guys, he's just going to throw the ball as hard as he freaking can. It's going to bounce off one of their hands or their helmets. That's how last year ended. That's how every year ends. Get this guy some freaking weapons, or don't actually, because if they do actually get him a number 1 wide receiver, Fizz, it's over. It's absolutely over. That's the one thing that's holding back the tide of the Bills being as great as they possibly could be, is that defense and a number 1 wide receiver, which is a lot. It is a lot to ask for, but I don't know why they just don't do it.
Well, I'm gonna be honest, bro. Think about the Chiefs, right? They drafted Sky Moore, didn't work. They drafted Rashee Rice. They drafted Worthy. So the Chiefs have actually tried to figure out their number 1 receiver situation. The Bills just haven't. They got Keon, but they haven't gone out of their way to say, you know what? We need to lock in and try it over and over until we get the right one.
In all fairness to Keon, though, they're still not using him right. The guy is just not an X wide receiver.
Right.
He is a big slot. He is a big slot. The guy just doesn't have enough speed to get any sort of separation. I don't know why they just don't use him that way. Oh, I can tell you why. It's because Shakir and Dalton Kincaid are also operating out of the slot. Right. So there's
Elijah
only 2
more. They got like 5 slot receivers. That's why they putting Keon in bad situations.
Curtis Samuel.
Yeah, Curtis. So, but yeah, I think the Chiefs tried to address theirs. Buffalo just didn't. And I will just say they tried with Jalen Waddle. They didn't work, right? That trade didn't go through. I think they were looking into Devontae Adams over the offseason or sometime last year. And I think, he said he wanted to go to LA, so that wasn't happening. So I think we heard hints of them trying, but on draft night, they haven't locked in and said, look, we going 3 years in a row till we get one. Like I think the Carolina Panthers, they went Leggett, they went Ted. Like I said, the Chiefs, they've tried. Sky Moore and one first round guys, but they are trying with names that we follow in the offseason, and Buffalo hasn't yet. So It don't have to be first round, Rock, but let's hear second and third round receiver that we're talking about on our shows during the summer. And we like, damn, he got him. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what we want to see. So hopefully they lock in on that, man, because I'm with you. There's no reason why they have a best ball receiver room, bro. This is crazy work, man. All right, not for Josh Allen. We need a lineup that we can set.
Best ball receiver room.
We need a lineup receiver room around here. All right, we need one guy that we can say locked in 70 plus yards a week. Not this. I don't know who the hell to throw the ball to or who to even start on my team when I got Josh Allen as a quarterback. So I'm with you on that, bro.
Yeah. All right, well, we can move. I don't have anything to say about the Bucs.
I don't have nothing else either, bro. I think we done with that. Shout out Josh Allen, MVP, man. I know what we 120. All right, let's just give people about 10 more minutes, man. I did want to bring this up because my boy Shizzles, man, he keep bugging me about the Cowboys. The man texted me this morning. Rob, mind you, I'm a Cowboys fan. This man texts me, right? This man texts me talking about, hold on. He said, you got to talk about how the Cowboys are back. And I said, bro, beating the second worst team in the league don't mean we back, man. And he's in the comments talking about holding up the Lombardi trophy. And I said, listen, bro, all right, please slow it down. Rock, I'm a Cowboys fan. But this right here is
he's trolling you. He must be trolling you.
This is crazy work, man. So I wasn't going to talk about the game. But overall, you know, of course, one, they had the game. They had Nealon, you know, his passing. The emotions was high already coming into the game last night. But looking into that game, though, I will just say this. They beat the team that they should have beat. That's number one. Number two, they didn't do what I say most teams do. They didn't play to the level of the competition, Rob, because I just told my mailman yesterday when he said, man, what you thinking? I said, bro, we don't win by at least 30. We ain't for real. Like, we got to go out there engine high. We made these trades. We came off a bye week. We playing not unprofessional, unconditioned, lost Raiders team, and we have to lock in on this game. So to see that they did their job, they executed, Dak 4 touchdowns, everybody caught the ball. I just like to see that George Pickens had a game. That's how I'm gonna finish my conversation with that, because we know what CD can do, we know what Ferg has done, we know Javonte Williams has stepped up. But it's good to see that when CD doesn't have to step up and put up 100-some yards, George Pickens can do it. Because it seems every other week, Rock, sometimes Pickens might have one big play. Sometimes it looked like he's a decoy to open up the offense. Last night was GP's night, should I say, Monday Night Football. Hey, the price tag might have went up, baby. We got to hurry up and sign GP. I heard it might franchise tag him. I don't know. But what's your thoughts on George Pickens and his game? And please tell me why CeeDee Lamb didn't get 8 more yards and I lost my parlay, Rock. I had CeeDee Lamb scoring. I lost because of 8 freaking yards, and watching George Pickens do what he did pissed me the hell off. But I'm glad we got the W, baby. So what you think about GP, man, and his role with this offense now, knowing that he can coexist with CeeDee Lamb? He's not just a random extra guy on the field that's distracting for CD to go off.
Yeah. I really liked what I was able to see from George Pickens because it helped Dak Prescott break a record, Fizz. This is his with his 4 touchdown performance. Dak Prescott set the Cowboys franchise record with 41 career games with 3+ passing touchdowns. So Tony Romo was the one who previously held that record. 41 games where he's thrown at least 3 touchdowns, Fizz. That's absolutely crazy. That's absolutely bonkers. And it is off of, George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb now has, I believe, 2 passing or receiving touchdowns this year because he's been hurt for most of this year. But yeah, George Pickens, 9 catches, 144 yards, 1 touchdown on 11 targets. It's absolutely what we wanted to see and what we were hoping for with so many defenses that are going to shade their coverage towards CeeDee Lamb, because you have to double cover CeeDee Lamb. If you don't, he's one of the top wide receivers in the NFL.
Sure.
And it's going to allow, an athletic freak like George Pickens to be able to eat and feast. And they didn't really, Javonte Williams had 22 carries and 93 yards. So they still were able to have a very well-balanced game where Javonte can eat, Dak can eat through the air with Pickens, with Lamb, and even Jake Ferguson had a touchdown as well. But I'm just naming stats right now. I do love what I'm seeing from George Pickens. I think it's one of the best 1-2 punches. You talking about that? You talk about what they're doing out in Los Angeles with the Rams. I think it's just one of the best in the NFL. The real thing that I was most impressed with, I know you want to talk about Pickens, and a lot of people were talking about offenses because that's the sexy side of the ball. How about Quinnen Williams?
Oh yeah.
Quinnen Williams,
He had his best game of the year by far.
He had 1 tackle for loss, 1.5 sacks. He had 4 total tackles, including 1 solo, Fizz. So he made his presence felt. They held the Raiders to just 27 rushing yards on 12 carries. That's only 2.3 yards per rush. That's the lowest they've allowed all season, Fizz. The Raiders only ran the ball 4 times because they knew that they couldn't get anything going in the first half. They were the 3rd team in the NFL since 1991 to have 30-plus dropbacks and 4 fewer rush attempts in the first half of a game. So I don't know. Maybe people should be apologizing a little bit for Jerry Jones and what he's been cooking up with what they were doing. And maybe I should be one of those people because I kind of do feel like they should have just kept Micah Parsons. And I still kind of think that. But Quinnen Williams, at least it looks a lot less bad than it did previously with Quinnen Williams and what he's doing.
I'll just say this, Rob. We played the Raiders, man. I'm not knocking the moves. I'm not knocking how the game looked. But we play the Chiefs on Thanksgiving. In our home, we play Thanksgiving every single year. This is the disadvantage for the bye team. It should be the disadvantage for the away team. Then at home, we do this every year. We don't always have our best games on Thanksgiving, though, bro. I'm gonna be honest. Since Dak's been there, I should have looked this up. Actually, hook it up, bro.
I can look it up.
Let me know because me being we beat the Commanders. I was there that year, but bro, our best games on Thanksgiving, we don't have. And I'm not making excuses before the week because that's what it sounds like I'm doing. But I'm just being honest. We don't always have the best outings on Thanksgiving, bro. It's been a lot of Thanksgivings where my phone was getting lit up of y'all some trash. You know what I'm saying? So let me know what we looking like on Thanksgiving. But I just say this. Even if we win or lose, regardless, I just want to see us compete with the Chiefs next week. I really think the Chiefs are trying to lock in and not lose any more games. But I want to see us really go toe-to-toe, blow for blow with the Chiefs. And win, lose, or draw, I'm good with it. I just need to see some competition and a little bit of heart out there on the field.
So all time, they're 33-22-1 on Thanksgiving Day. And now I just asked it, chat, what about during the Dak Prescott era? And it froze. So
there we go. That's all you need to know, baby. All right. It's turducken all over the floor. Nobody eats. They lose all the time, bro. I remember endless games of us losing to Commanders. We lost to we got smoked by the Commanders, actually. We lost to the Broncos. I can really just remember my phone being blown up. We lost to the Chargers a couple years ago. Every single freaking year, bro, we lose on Thanksgiving. So am I expecting us to go out there and beat and smash the Chiefs down after a loss they just took? No. But I want to see us do that same fire that we gave last night with George Pickens and Quentin Williams and everybody. I want to see that lock in. And then shout out my boy Quinn. Listen, when you're a big boy like him, he probably was looking forward to Thanksgiving dinner. Now he got to play football? Oh, hell no. Nah. It's time to eat on this field, baby. All right? I need my boy to be mad and angry that his Thanksgiving dinner is messed up because he got to play football. I'm sure his girl had all the plans laid out, and now they got to play some damn football. So I need that anger and that energy on the field. All right, Rob?
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it as well. I kind of do hope. Fizz, I'm always just going to be rooting for the teams that all the other narratives out in the streets, all the other networks, all the other people, they're all going to be talking shit about the Cowboys. So I just want to see them prove people wrong, and then at the very last moment, just epically fail, just in terrible fashion, just so that other people could be like, "See, I told you so." So that's usually how it goes. So,
all right, well, hey man, shout out my boy Voorhees. I got a Pat Mahomes jersey. I got 2 Pat Mahomes jerseys, but we ain't rocking those this week. All right, we wrecking them Cowboys, man. We're gonna see what's good with it. But Rob, man, I know we ain't gonna talk about the game. I just want to ask you a quick question. Philadelphia Eagles, they barely won this game. They won the game. The offense still don't look the best. A.J. Brown got 11 targets, I believe. He was active. Smitty didn't do much. What's your thoughts on the Eagles? And I know we count them as a top 3 team in the NFC, but can they win a championship with the way they look right now currently in the NFC?
Oh, I don't know if they're going to be able to win a Super Bowl. I think their defense is definitely Super Bowl caliber. I think it's going to keep them in games, Fizz, but you can't play this way. Now, the question is, are they going to play this way during the playoffs or during the Super Bowl? I think they have it in them, just like the Chiefs. I think they are becoming a lot like the Chiefs, where they can turn it on when you absolutely need it the most. So I just don't think we're seeing the true Eagles right now. Another 8-2 right now. They're at the top of the NFC, Fizz. They're the number 1 seed in the NFC. So if you're in the number 1 seed, they're honestly kind of like the Broncos. Both have elite defenses, and both offenses aren't playing the way that we want them to.
That's why I brought it up. Because I'm going to ask you this, right? And I'm going to close out with this. The year that they went, I think 10-1, and then they fizzled out in the playoffs and lost. I think they lost that last week to the Cardinals, and they lost their first game to Tampa Bay in the playoffs. Some people are saying that this season is giving them those vibes. For me, it's not, because I believe this roster is constructed way better than that team. But I wanted to bring that up because you just brought up the Broncos, and I want to ask you, Broncos currently, Philly currently, what's the score, and will we have a good-looking Super Bowl? If they played each other in the Super Bowl, the way these offenses look right now,
it'd be ugly as hell. It'd probably be ugly as hell.
Will Bad Bunny be the best thing of the whole event? Because that's what it's going to look like, right?
I mean, you know me. I am looking forward to hearing Bad Bunny, even though he doesn't give a shit about Americans and ever touring here. So this is going to be the closest thing we get to it. That's fine. That's absolutely okay. But Fizz, yeah, it's probably going to be like 18-15 all field goal game.
For 13-3. I mean, we had the Patriots and the Rams give us like a field goal fest, and that was the Jared Goff era. But
that was the worst Super Bowl like ever.
It was, bro. I'm mad. I remember that one. Tom Brady should like kind of scratch his ring just to say, look, it's one of them ones, man. So, but yeah, I don't want to see that. Hopefully the Eagles pick it up, and like Dynasty Noob said, it's not even close. That defense was trash. It was. That's what I'm saying. I don't think, regardless of how bad that season looked, this team can turn the knob at any moment, and hopefully they figure it out, man. But regardless, it's all good. What you about to say, bro?
You got your answer when it came to Dan Campbell taking over as the offensive coordinator. You're like, I don't want to see it against the Eagles. Well, we didn't see shit there from the Lions.
And I heard he's taking it over the whole year. They already said that he is calling the play. So, again, Rock, if we see the same thing going forward, what do we say? Because he already challenged his OC and said, I'm taking the play calls now. Okay. And remember I told you last week, Rock, I'm glad you brought that up. I said, shout out Dan. I love me some Dan, but I think he riding his high horse too much right now. And don't get me wrong, I don't think he's walking around like, yeah, I got a playbook. Look, I took it from you. I don't think it's nothing like that. But I think we jumped ahead on that gun a little bit too quick, baby. When you doing what you did against the Commanders, I want to see what you do against his Eagles defense. He did absolutely nothing. So I'm glad you brought that up, because Dan, we need to see more work, man. We need, forget biting kneecaps, baby. We need the plays called right, all right? He got your boy J-Mo involved, though. That's one thing. Maybe he got a thing with Jameson Williams. He said, listen, I need a play call because I got Jameson Williams on my fantasy team, and I'm calling them damn plays, all right? That's what it looked like.
Yeah, and it wasn't a good – I mean, when I watch Dan Campbell and the way that he runs this offense, Fizz, he seems like the type of guy that wants to win his way or even lose his way. I mean, they were 0-for-5 on fourth down conversions, Fizz. And Jared Goff had like one of the worst games. I'm pretty sure he had a stretch, Fizz. He went like 1 of 14 as far as completions go. So it's just like, if you're throwing that many passes without being able to convert, I mean, that was one of the worst career games for him. So
it was
definitely not good. Definitely out of sync for that whole offense, Fizz. It's just one of those teams where it's just like, you got to be cooking on the right day. So for the Lions to be able to do anything, they're outside the playoffs right now. They're looking in because they play in the NFC North. So yeah, I'm waiting to see did you know that the Sirianni Eagles are 11-0 against the NFC North?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so it's pretty awesome.
So they play him in the playoffs, then what are we thinking, right? We think they're going to win it, right? They got to come to an end at some point.
That includes the playoffs. So he's never lost against the NFC North.
Okay. All right. Well, King of the North, baby. That sound like to me. So,
Mhm.
hey man, that was week 11. I want to hook up my boy Connor because he got this question, Rock. He
Yeah.
said, Rock, do you trade Singletary or do you take a fourth round in the best ball? Singletary or the fourth rounder?
I would, if I'm a contender, I would rather have Singletary. If I'm not, I'd rather have the fourth. If I'm a because I mean Singletary just had 2 touchdown game, so it's just like, what else are you going to spend a fourth on to be able to get something like that return? So
All right, there you go. Well, I countered this trade. I sent him something else. So he said, nah, I just want the
do you
fourth.
have
So
the fourth or do you have Singletary?
he's giving me the fourth. I got Singletary. So that's what it was. So I don't want to cut him short, but I try to get more out of it. I was like, listen, man, you need Singletary. I don't. Let's try to come with a medium. So we still working. We still cooking. The onions are cutting them up. And hey, man, the onion night, baby. He worried a
Why are
little.
you making them cry with those
There we
onions,
go. There we
Fizz?
go. Shout out my boy Connor, man. We appreciate you, big dog. But Rock, man, give us some of them words, man. Me and my boy had a conversation this week. We don't want to come on here, man, just break down the numbers and the games. This week we kind of did, but we want to give y'all a little bit of this, of a feeling, more of us, right? The people. Hopefully y'all come for us and not just to hear about your sorry teams that ain't named the Ravens or the Cowboys. So, we like when y'all engage with us in the comments, man. We like, getting back at y'all.
Today was great for that. Absolutely great.
And that's what we're here to do, man. Holidays coming up. Thanksgiving is next Thursday. We will be on live next Tuesday. So hopefully we got a Thanksgiving vibe going, man. We want to do a what I say in the text, Rock. Almost like a good thankful feeling in a sense, right? We want to what's the word I'm trying to use? Not thankful, Rock.
Gratitude.
Yeah, I mean, basically, just show y'all some love. But we want to next week, we're going to recap some of the games, but we want to really tap in with y'all, the audience, the people, man. We want to give y'all we appreciated what y'all to do, got us where we are right now. It's the season, week 12 next week? So 11 weeks in, Rock, beyond the summertime, we've really been putting these bricks by bricks by bricks, man. And the people walk through us in this whole journey, man. So next week is about thankful. It's about being thankful. Damn, I'm stuttering all of my words. I'm trying to get this one word out. That's all I can't say. So I'm gonna shut up and just say.
Someone look up a thesaurus right now for all the words.
We appreciate y'all always tapping in, man. Hit the notifications, hit that like button, share the damn channel, man. Like and subscribe, all that good stuff. And the content gonna keep coming out, baby. But until then, my boy, you got some words of wisdom. Hopefully, we help y'all out through y'all day because y'all help us out through our mornings by just watching us. So, Rock, give us the words, and I'm gonna get up out of here because I ain't got no damn words. My words all over the damn place, brother. Hook us up, man.
Well, there's also appreciation and greatness. I just did a synonym search on ChatGPT.
Hook it up, man. Hook it up. Bro.
Okay, so my words of wisdom for this week, Fizz. The harder you try to do the right thing, the harder your life becomes around people who do the wrong thing. Do not let their opinion rule you or defend yourself against them, Fizz. It's a distraction from doing good for other people. So that's my word of wisdom for this week.
Like that one, brother. I like that one, man. I like all of them, bro. But we don't need no distractions, especially from good people. That's definitely what we don't need. So, hey, man, keep that positive that positive energy going. We both came to this show sick. I know. I'm sick anyway, and that's why I had no show Friday night, man. The kids always get sick. You're gonna get sick. So we back. We here, and we won't have the pre-recorded video this week. That'll be next week. We went through the tight ends, the quarterbacks, the receivers. Now we're doing the running backs, but we're gonna say that for next week. Drop it probably Black Friday or something right after the Thanksgiving day. And hey, man, let's get ready for more football this weekend, man. So any lineup questions, any trade, whatever, leave them in the comments, man. It don't even have to be that particular show. Just ask us the questions. We're gonna get back to you, man, in due time. But till then, man, we appreciate y'all being here. Don't forget to like and subscribe, like I said before. And Rock, man, anything before we get up out of here, big dog?
No, I just really appreciated the chat today. You know what, Fizz? Next time, I just want to be able to go off more of their comments and stuff like that. I want to interact with them a little bit more, maybe next week.
Sure.
So I really appreciate everyone that tuned in this week. Lots of people dropping lots of stats. They're like, our audience is really well educated. They really know game. They really know ball. So really, really appreciate that. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to next week, Fizz.
There we go, man. Well, look, Y'all fools don't know nothing. Don't listen to what he talking about, man. Y'all don't know a damn thing. We know it all, baby. We appreciate y'all being here. It's the Vibes channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe one more time. And next week, man, we will be on the morning show. I think I will be with Mike this Friday. And as long as I ain't feeling the way I was feeling last Friday, we should be back, man. So we love it. We appreciate y'all. And we out of this thing, huh?